to live on Mars. According to Elon Musk, that's not too far off in the future. Elon Musk created or announced this September the Interplanetary Transport System, his system of colonizing Mars. To go into more detail about this system, I first need to break it up into three different parts. One, what is SpaceX, his company? Two, what is this rocket going to be like? And three, what is the colony on Mars going to be like? Okay, so first, SpaceX is a program that Elon Musk created in 2002, the first private company to explore space. He has done projects such as his Dragon project, which was the first rocket to fly up in the air, send supplies to the International Space Station, then come back down. He also created the Falcon X, which was the first ever rocket to fly into space, reach outer orbit, come back down to Earth, and land, and still be successful, still be usable afterwards. So, as you can see, SpaceX has done a lot of stuff to commercialize space for the public. So, with that being known, next would be, what is this rocket going to be like? So, this rocket is going to be crazy. It's going to be 100 times stronger than his Falcon 10 rocket, and this rocket is going to be stronger than the Saturn V rocket, which was the rocket used in the Apollo missions to explore the moon. And here I have a picture to show you exactly how large this rocket is going to be. It's on the far right, and next to it is the Saturn V. This rocket is going to be huge. So, what is space going to be like when you get there? Well, first, the rocket is during travel is going to have a ton of amenities for the people on board. It will have cafeterias, anti-gravity sections where you can play, all that kind of stuff. So, what is the adventure going to be like? And we don't really know for sure. The plan is probably about 50 to 100 years off. It seems like a lot of time, but in our generation, we will see it in our generation if this happens. So, this travel is going to take about 80 days, which currently the time it would take with all of our current technology rockets to go to Mars would be about 6 to 9 months. They plan to send 100 people at a time in these rockets. These rockets can hold 100, and in the future they plan to expand the technology to hold more than 100, up to 200, 250. So this project is supposed to send 1,000 rockets into space in a 26-month time period. So that means there are going to be plenty of people on Mars as long as they can afford it, which Elon Musk expects it to cost around $200,000, but later in the future when technology increases and the fuel efficiency increases on these rockets, he expects it to be around $100,000, which is still kind of a lot, but you know, it's a price to travel to Mars. And during its time at Mars, the rockets will land on a space station that is connected to what he says is going to be like a big factory. And this factory is going to take the ice from the soil and air in Mars, and it's going to turn it into methane and oxygen, which is the main two core components to power these rockets. So what he's going to do is send the ships over, they're going to land, send their people out, and he's going to have these factories there so that they can supply fuel to the ships so they can send them back and get more people. And eventually, in 50 or 100 years, this is going to be the plan to colonize Mars. And 50 to 100 years seems like a long time, but with the technological advances that we are having currently in space and in technology as a whole, it seems far-fetched, but it might actually be possible.